पता है ना इसके बाद क्या होने वाला है? Sex. Whoa. Awkward. But why? India is the land of the Kama Sutra with a population of 1.42 billion. और फिर भी हम झिझक रहे सेक्स के बारे में बात करने के लिए? Not anymore. Sassiest is coming to you to break this taboo and talk about anything and everything related to sex, and more sex. So what is Sassiest? Sassiest is India's first doctor-backed sexual wellness and pleasure brand for women and LGBTQIA. And me, I'm Karishma Chavan, who has been a dancer, director, choreographer, actor, but now I've switched places into an entrepreneur and CBO of Sassiest. But I'm not alone. I have my ladies with me. Please welcome Aishwarya Dua, dog lover, poet, and serial entrepreneur and CEO of Sassiest. And we also have the very gorgeous Dr. Nikita, who is an unconventional doctor, also a mountain lover, and our CHO. So welcome, ladies. And how did we get here, yeah, guys?
नहीं, मैं याद दिलाती हूँ आपको कैसे हुआ. 2 साल पहले ही हम मिले हैं और मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है मुझे कामदेव आए थे स्वयं ये बताने के लिए कि शुरू करो, तुम्हें इस दुनिया के लिए थोड़ा सा काम करना है. I guess that's where it started. I'm just kidding. I guess it started when I guess we all like understood that mental, physical, and sexual health, if not combined together, it will never be solved for women. So I guess that's where it starts.
That's amazing. And I want to basically understand from you both. I know her story. I know how. I have to also tell my story. But before I tell my story, I would like Nikita to share your story about why Sassy is for you.
So for me, I was always that person, being a doctor, I was always that person जिसके पास friends आते थे, यार सेक्स करना है लेकिन प्रोटेक्शन नहीं यूज करना है, क्या करूँ? या फिर यार ये पेनिट्रेशन से क्यों नहीं आता है ऑर्गेज्म? व्हाट इज इट? वेयर डू आई फाइंड माय ऑर्गेज्म?
करेक्ट.
और जस्ट सेइंग लाइक आई एम डन विद फेकिंग ऑर्गेज्म्स, इफ यू नीड टू टेल मी क्या करूँ मैं. सो आई वाज ऑलवेज दैट पर्सन जो काफी ओपनली ये सारी बात करे. एंड बीइंग बाइसेक्सुअल माई सेल्फ, I understood that you can be attracted to 2 people at the same time, or be it any gender identity or orientation. That is something that's different for everyone. तो किसको बात करें, like किसके साथ बात करें?
Correct. And people don't have that safe space where they can actually be themselves, not judged by anybody, and also meet the experts while not being judged. Because that was, I think, was the most important factor of putting Sassiest together. So coming to me, again, very personal, but I know that when I met Aishwarya, which was about a couple of years ago, and I met her through a common friend, we instantly clicked. Yeah. We had a certain amount of past, experiences which made us understand the need of bringing a company into fruition. Yes, absolutely.
Very simple.
Into fruition, where we understood that औरतों को ये एक कंपनी बनाने के लिए एक मुद्दा है कि why do women need that extra care, that extra attention, that extra all-round, interest of people to make sure that they are feeling safe, not judged, and also loved, more importantly, because I think women start in the brain, and then they go into their bodies, while it works the other way around for men. Yes, exactly. Idhar se idhar. So that was definitely one of the reasons why I came on board. And I had a lot of friends who used to complain to me about how unsatisfied they were sexually with their married partners, with their boyfriends, with everybody. And I was like, 1 minute, what is this? Why are women complaining, or why are women suddenly finding that voice, to complain about it? So when I met you, I was like, यही करना है क्योंकि this was the need of the hour. And the more women we are speaking to you to as co-founders, I think our validation lies with the customers who come on board, or approach us. And I'm so glad we're doing this together. And congratulations, guys, we are doing our first podcast together. And we're going to have many, many more.
So many more interesting conversations.
Absolutely. Controversial, in your face. You don't like it, but you're still going to hear it. And for this, this beautiful production and beautiful concept, and thank you Mantra and MnM Spodlight for making this happen, because if this wasn't you guys coming on board with us, I don't think this would have been possible. And I couldn't think of anybody else. Yeah. You know, the first person who I thought of when I said, you know, we have to do a podcast, I was like, MnM Spodlight, we have to do this. We have to do this, because I don't think there's anybody better in the business than these guys. So I'm so thankful. Oh, Mantra. Okay, my love. So yeah, here we are, and are we ready to start our much needed conversations?
Absolutely.
Yes. Super. So, for starters, I want to talk about the current state of sexual wellness in the country and what are the challenges faced by women.
Current state. अभी तो फिलहाल आज के time में it's we are at a much better space, to be honest. आज से 5 साल पहले अगर हम जाते हैं तो उधर तो बात भी नहीं हो रही थी. I guess like millennials जितने भी ज़्यादा like aware होते जा रहे हैं आज के डेट में, I guess these all guys are who are like watching us. इतना awareness आ गया है because of brands like us, I guess, into the picture. Thank God. So ये improvement काफ़ी हो गया है. But अभी भी still if we go to the stores, right? It's very male centric.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like, you'll find penis rings for men, but if you will search anything about women, you will not find anything. So even a lubricant. Correct. To be honest.
Correct.
So I guess that's the space we need to fill in, and we need to tell our women that, okay, please take charge.
Yeah.
And be your own self.
Yeah. There's a lack of representation.
You don't need pain. You don't need anything that in which you suffer. I'm sorry, this is not needed.
And you don't need permission.
Absolutely. What you need is you to be you and yourself.
Yes.
Every time, everywhere you get up, be confident, love yourself, love your man, love your woman, whosoever it is, love your partner the way it is, and be confident the other day.
Correct.
And that's what it is. And that's what I guess we all are working for.
So I remember 5 years ago, and obviously this was pre-COVID, you know, I was in a state where I could not express myself, you know, sexually. I was in a relationship which did not allow me to do that.
Yeah.
And now I think there's a lot of contribution from social media, from, you know, just people who are coming forth. Now, I also understood that social media is playing a huge role in, you know, bringing about a positive light on sexual wellness. I'll tell you why. Because I think mainstream A-lister Bollywood jo hota hai na, I think they're more conscious about their images per se, while social media influencers are out there.
They're real. They just want to be
They're real. And I think people are accepting it for that.
Yeah.
So they're really, you know, contributing to changing the image of sexual wellness in the country. And what I love about them is that they incorporate a lot of language change as well.
Yeah.
So they're doing it in Hindi and on their local languages, which brings about far more penetration into societies.
Yeah.
No
you know, with their
life
following.
also, by the way.
What? What did you say?
And in life also.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that is a great change to see.
Yeah.
I think women getting liberated, you know, sexually is so much, you know, powerful. It's a powerful feeling, and you're just confident. The way you look, the way you speak, the way you interact, it brings about a definite shift. And I have felt that shift, you know, in the past 5 years within me. So this is a great way to obviously go ahead and India is changing.
Absolutely.
One of my pointers from my like relationship, jo bhi hua hai, my guy comes up and tells me that, यार तुम्हारा तो कभी खत्म ही नहीं होता.
Wow.
I'm like, dude,
क्या तुम्हें खत्म करने आता है? You know, like, yeah, we thought of that.
नहीं होता खत्म तो मैं क्या करूँ यार अभी. या तो तू do something about it. I mean, I can't help it.
Correct.
I have to help myself.
Correct.
And that's where I understood कि दिमाग, दिल और जो लाइक शरीर का महत्व है ना, ये सारा का सारा जो एक साथ मिलकर अगर आप एक अपने पार्टनर के साथ हो, और अगर ये 3 चीज़ों को आप अंडरस्टैंड नहीं कर रहे हो,
Yeah.
तो आई डोंट थिंक यू आर इवन justifying anything when you are with your partner.
Correct.
Yeah.
Anything you do, you do small things. But if you can't maintain all these 3, like the balance of it, you're doing nothing. Everybody needs to work on it if there is something missing out on that front.
Yeah, I want to ask you, how important is sexual compatibility and intimacy in a relationship?
Oh, it's absolutely important. क्योंकि if you don't have that intimacy or with yourself, with your partner, कुछ भी नहीं work out करता. Family के pressures, काम का productivity, just the way you want to live your life, nothing is, working out if you are not fulfilled sexually. It can be with your partner, with yourself, with multiple partners, in marriage, outside marriage, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But this understanding that where you fit in or what you would like to explore or how can you take care of your health, of prevention of STI bolo ya fir pregnancy bolo ya generally sexual orientation, just whom you're attracted to. All of this is so important and crucial. एंड इंडिया में नहीं बात करती है, सेक्स एजुकेशन ही नहीं है.
Correct.
सो ये बातें होती ही नहीं है. इवन आई वुड लाइक टू इनफैक्ट से puberty, when you start getting those feelings of attraction, if you're attracted to a man, a boy, a woman, someone else, both, किससे बात करे, कैसे figure out करे.
Correct.
All these are really important conversations that need to happen.
Yeah.
Self pleasure, masturbation.
Yes.
Boys do it, यार नॉर्मल है, उनको उनके लिए ये नीड है. women doing it, यार इसने स्टार्ट किया ना, तब शी इज गॉन आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल, तब तो वो काफी नहीं होगा, तब शी विल गो ऑन डूइंग इट विद मल्टीपल पीपल, फिर तो खत्म, फिर तो कैरेक्टरलेस हो गई.
So don't you think that I think that it comes out of a fear that if she understands what is better sex,
Yes.
then she might
Yes.
just be choosing that
Yeah.
over other people. So I think that is the fear. That is the basic fear. कि अगर उसको पसंद आने लगे और वो शायद गलत बंदे के साथ who they think that they are is not acceptable, then that is I think the crux of it all. But I think
And that's actually one of the reasons why men prefer virgin girls.
yes, that is also one of the.
It is a very wrong statement.
Yeah, what is that? What is that? So I think it is. I think so I have understood it is an inanimate object, okay, in the vagina of a woman, okay, placed there and said कि ये respect है. तो अगर इसको penetrate कर दिया तो चला गया.
You're no more pure. You're no
exactly.
more
वो purity
virtuous.
जो आता है. So yeah, I completely agree that these are the so-called small, not small, actually they're in fact very huge. They are huge factors in governing personalities of women. How the social conditioning goes around women, how they are raised, how their parents are talking to them about even as basic as periods.
Yes.
ये जो बात होती है, I think उधर से शुरू होती है. I was very lucky क्योंकि when I was very young when I got my periods, and उस time पर my mom had handed me a booklet which basically educated me regarding my bodily changes, attraction towards the opposite sex. At that moment of time, it was only the opposite sex in that book. There was no other option. And anatomy of both sexes. And these things gave me so much more insight on what was actually happening to my body.
Yeah.
So, if I had a crush on somebody, it wasn't looked down upon. My mom understood what was happening, and ऐसा नहीं कि बोल दे कि हाँ जा बेटी बॉयफ्रेंड कर ले, ये तो बिल्कुल नहीं था. वो तो शायद आई थिंक इट्स अ वेरी इंडियन थिंग टू ट्राई एंड होल्ड बैक और अदर प्रिजर्व अ गर्ल्स, जो भी है.
I think safety, the main thing
Safety,
was
a lot.
safety.
Yes. Oh yeah. I would take
Yeah.
that again. I think it was a lot to preserve the woman's safety. So I think primary concern for all parents is their daughter's safety. They don't want their children to be facing the world because it's a big bad world out there.
Yeah.
A lot of people take advantage of you. A lot of people talk nice things to you and then take advantage of you. And I think that's their primary concern. So I was lucky like that, where I had parents who were, educating me the right way. I remember my dad speaking to me about sex. Can you imagine? At 12, I had a conversation with my father and he told me how sex happens and how did I come about. So that was something that was absolutely refreshing. और किसी, I think, उस एज ग्रुप में किसी के डैडी ने मेरे दोस्तों से बात नहीं की थी.
I guess in my case, my mom has been my pillar.
Yeah.
When I was 5 or 6-year-old,
Yeah.
I literally knew what is bad touch and a good touch. And my mom just took care of it. If on my periods, okay, this is a story.
Yeah.
I was in class 7th and white skirt थी क्योंकि वो Saturday था.
Yeah.
और
Oh, the PT uniform.
yes, and I was in blue shirt and this
White skirt.
and it was all red.
Yeah.
सारी क्लास में अगर लड़कियां रोती थी ना, मैं घर हंसते हंसते आई हूँ.
Nice.
ठीक है, और मम्मी को बोल रही हूँ यार मम्मी पीरियड हो गया, मैं बिग गर्ल नाउ.
Nice.
तू कैसी लड़की है यार, क्या है,
Yeah.
क्या पैदा करा है मैंने. तो बिल्कुल ही
From the beginning.
लड़कियां जो है वो रोती हुई आती है और तू हंसते हुए आ रही है. मैंने कहा बट ये तो बोला था कि इसके बाद हम लोग बड़े हो जाते, तो मैं बड़ी हो गई and I want to be a big girl.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I guess she played that role of making me so strong.
Yeah.
Always that, you know, wherever you go,
Yeah.
you just be who you are.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that is most important.
Yeah.
So Nikki, you were, so we told you about how we started, you know, rather got educated about, you know, initial stages of sexual behavior. What was your story?
So I was lucky there. Both parents are doctors, so I was taught about the menstrual cycle, everything since
Yeah.
before. But school में I would like to put emphasis here on the school sex education.
Yeah.
Periods का बताया, कौन से products use करने हैं, tampon या menstrual.
Tampons भी नहीं थे तब.
नहीं अभी बोल रही हूँ मैं, अभी tampon बोल रहे हैं, तभी तो pad.
हाँ, exactly.
And reproduction, that's it. It's for babies. Nothing about pleasure. Nothing about consent. Nothing about किसके साथ बात करनी है, क्या explore. Nothing about masturbation at all.
Yeah, and
In
who do
fact-
you go to if you have these issues? Who do you go to? ये भी नहीं बताया.
बिल्कुल भी
I
नहीं.
think
So how to treat a girl and how to treat a boy.
Yeah.
yeah, अलग बात.
Very
Of
very
course.
important aspect that we do
Absolutely.
not cover in school, especially
Correct.
छोटे शहरों में तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं हुआ है कभी.
Correct.
शादी कर लो, उसके बाद सब हो जाएगा अपने आप.
Yeah, it's
You
supposed
know?
to fix itself.
Yeah, like
Figure it out.
figure it out. शादी के पहले don't allow anyone to touch you.
हाँ, नहीं. But just figure it out.
शादी के बाद
Figure it out.
खुले हो जाओ. पता नहीं कैसे.
Yeah, so even that also brings me to that, you know, notion where we always are complaining about, you know, male performance. Okay?
Absolutely.
I want to speak about female performance also. You know, कि अगर इनको नहीं सिखाया है, if the boys are not taught about how to please a woman, and the girls are not taught how to please a man, there is going to be a lot of shit that goes down
Yeah.
if you are doing it
Yeah.
post marriage. You know, and that is something that is very scary. As a thought process, that's very scary.
Absolutely.
So that education is completely off the table when it comes to Indian schooling, you know, systems. And that is something that you are basically left to
Figure
look
out.
at pornography as your primary source of education,
Yeah.
or your peer group, you know, is telling you कि भाई ऐसा कर, ऐसा try कर ले, ऐसा कुछ कर ले, उसको पसंद आएगा.
अरे मुझे तो इसमें बड़ा मजा आ गया.
Yes.
When maybe not necessarily they felt anything.
Absolutely.
And we are left with, okay, 1 second. If they are having such a great sex life, is there something wrong with me?
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
you know, or is there something wrong with my partner?
Yeah.
And we are talking pressure men को भी आता है because
Yes.
they don't know the anatomy, the pleasure zones. Ki besides 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Like, remember Monica?
7.
Besides that, they don't know anything, and not necessary was 7 will be like fireworks. Right?
Absolutely.
It's so much more.
Yeah.
वो conversations are important.
कितना भी ना तुम कितना भी ट्राई कर लो, लाइक विदाउट अ सेक्स एड, तुम कितना भी ट्राई कर लो ना, एक शाइनेस रह जाती है शादी के बाद या फिर विद योर पार्टनर इन लाइक लिविंग, और आई हैव बीन थ्रू इट, सो आई नो दैट कि वो शाइनेस खुलते ही इतना टाइम लग जाता है कि वो रिश्ता अभी डामाडोल ही हो जाता है.
True.
और वो सबसे बड़ा फैक्टर है आजकल के लाइक जब वो मैरिजेस में जो खत्म हो रही हैं.
Correct.
And what is that like percentage?
36%
36%
of marriages end because of sexual incompatibility in India. And that is huge.
Yes,
It is.
yes.
Yeah.
And how important this is. We like वो compatibility वाली बात आ गई यार यहाँ पे. I missed that pointer there. It was like communication नहीं होगा.
Yes.
Comprehend नहीं करोगे तो compatibility zero ही रहेगी. Compatibility बनाई जाती है, होती नहीं है.
Absolutely.
पहले तो बहुत बड़ा myth है.
Absolutely.
Compatibility तुम balance out करते हो. लोग बोलते हैं यार ये compatible नहीं है. सिर्फ खाना क्या खाते हो, पीते क्या हो, इससे compatibility नहीं आती.
कितना कमाते हो,
कितना कमाते हो,
इससे compatibility नहीं आती.
कौन सी मूवी साथ में देखते हो.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Compatibility.
बच्चे चाहिए नहीं चाहिए.
Yeah.
Yeah, to sum it up, I think Indian society has an education gap, a communication gap, and a pleasure gap. So that all of them are interconnected.
Absolutely.
And that is something that is really important to focus on. And I think here at Sassiest, we're doing exactly that.
Yeah.
We're bringing this together and making sure that we are putting it out there with utmost sensitivity. Also fun, है ना कि health है भी, पर एक मजा आना चाहिए because pleasure is that. So that's amazing that we can actually speak about it like this and bring it right.
इसमें कि हमने जो एक चीज का ध्यान रखा है आज तक और हम रखते भी रहेंगे आई गेस इट इज लाइक ये मेरी भाषा में जो मैं हमेशा बोलती रहती हूँ यार कि इंडिया को कपड़े लाइक वो पहना कर बात करो तो समझ में आती है.
Correct.
उतार कर बात करो तो समझ नहीं आती.
True. Absolutely.
तमीज से बात करेंगे तो सब समझ आएगा.
Yeah. You don't have to get naked to talk about sex or educate an audience about sex. And I think that is absolutely well said. Because एक होता ना कि आपको लगता है कि अगर आप कपड़े उतारो तो आपकी बात सुनेंगे लोग. नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं. The Indian way, जिसको जिस भाषा में समझ में आती है वैसे बात करो. And I think put it across very nicely, to the point obviously. But yes, so that is something that I feel is great about Sassiest. If you've liked our conversation, stay tuned for more. We're coming back with part 2.